Hello YouTube, this is a post kind of edit tack on at the start of the video. This will be a re-recording of my VOD because I goofed up on the recording of it. So basically I'm just re-recording over my VOD, and yeah. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to be notified when I go live next. When I post my next YouTube video, I mean. And also, if you want to catch me live, come on over to twitch.tv/onedamngamer. Hope to see you there. And once again, sorry about having to post this on. So, yeah. Anyways. Hello YouTube and welcome back to TCG Cardshop Sim. Last time, I kind of hit an impasse as to where I wanted to go with this game. If we have a rough day today, then more than likely we will be stopping this game temporarily for like a couple of weeks. Moving to TC Card Collection Simulator. So that's kind of where I'm at with this game. We do have a couple of different topics to talk about today. One being that there will be no stream on Wednesday as it is my birthday. So, yeah. Let's crack some packs and hopefully it's a good day. First set is 6,400 as usual. We do them in sets of 10, so yeah. I'm just waiting for the confirmation that the number is ready, and we will get started. Hold on chat, something happened. I need to check something, hold on. Alright, sorry about that. 6,400. I might have well just redid the YouTube intro, but we do it live. Screw it. Okay, so anyways. For my birthday, I will not be streaming. So, that is one thing. So expect one less video this week and one less stream this week overall. The schedule is posted on my Discord, so if you want to join that, check it out, see what I'm up to. Sometimes I hang out in the Discord chats, so yeah. The first real topic that I would like to discuss is that Card Simulator had a brief update. Mostly, okay. We haven't had a hit yet. 341. Well, look at that. First hit of the stream. Pretty good hit too. Anyways, Card Collection Simulator had an update. Most of it was tutorial based. Bigger text, so it's easier to see, more clarity, kind of quality of life updates. Nothing in terms of like new content or anything to what I am aware of, from what I've seen. They also explain the cabinets a lot better, which is nice. So, that's really good. The next thing that happened over the weekend or over the week since Monday, is that Pokemon had their Pokemon Day. And a lot of it, or I would say a good 80% of it, was all nostalgia based. Basically like, oh, remember this old thing? Oh, remember this stuff? And basically just a bunch of updates to a bunch of their games that they have out. Pokemon Go, Pokemon Masters EX, Pokemon Unite, just all those types of games got updates. But the 3 or 4 things that really stood out is that, let's see, they have a Game Boy music player where basically you slide cartridges into a thing that looks like a Game Boy and it plays music from the old Pokemon games, Red, Blue, I think even Gold and Silver. I'm not entirely sure the extent of the library, but it's all the GBA-based games. Or, the Game Boy games, I mean. Which is nice. I mean, a bit weird, but whatever. The second thing is they are releasing Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness on the their subscription service. So you get that along with all the other games they've released for the GameCube and all the other systems they have in that library. 204. And that's really nice. I mean, it was a big game. A lot of people love that game, so happy to see that some of the bigger titles that people have been dying and wanting, or asking for, have are getting released, which is nice. Then we have Pokemon Leaf Green and Fire Red. It seems like it's not for streaming. It's like a little handheld device like a Game Boy was. They just slip the cartridges in there and it plays the music. But if they do streams with it in the background or whatnot, probably. I wouldn't doubt it. But on its own, if you're like chilling out in your room and you want to put a cartridge in and listen to some of the Game Boy tunes, you can. So that's something. I'm personally just like, doesn't really, I don't get it, but cool if people like it, you know what I mean? So that's, Michelle2426 says, want the music, get people flagged if they post streams. And like I said, probably, but it's not primarily like a streaming service on your computer. It is a physical handheld object. So. But it does seem like if there's a bunch of cartridges, it's just going to be a mess to manage. So, like I said, I really don't get it, but it is what it is. Anyways, Fire Red and Leaf Green were rumored, leaked, but I never trust leaks because leaks have been wrong so many times before. But apparently, they are confirmed. They are not part of the subscription-based service, like Gale of Darkness. So if you buy the premium subscription service to Nintendo Online, you do not get these games. They are download only. And a lot of people are annoyed that they are $20. Being that 1, they are an extremely old game, and 2, they have nothing new to offer with them. So, like, they haven't done anything. It's not remastered. It's not updated. There are no new services in the game. Anything to warrant kind of a price hike from what it originally came out with. And it's literally just a port. People are even saying that it's, like, basically the quality of an emulator, which you can get for free. And so people are like, why spend that much money on it on old games that clearly are just emulated on the Nintendo system itself anyways? So there's a big mess about that kind of stuff. Personally, I don't use emulators because I like to support the developers I buy from. I mean, back when I was a lot younger, I used to, but not so much anymore. So, that's kind of a whole controversy going on. People arguing on both sides. It's worth the money because they're old games, price hikes, and all that stuff. And other people are like, yeah, but they're not doing anything new with it, so it is what it is. I have no opinions, personally. The final really important thing that caught my attention is Pokemon Wind and Waves. The newest generation of Pokemon is in development. So all those leaks were actually confirmed. They're doing a lot with it. It is supposedly an open world. Every time they say it's an open world, it technically isn't, because they do have kind of like things that block you off from exploring. So it isn't exactly linear, and you can do you have multiple choices of how you want to go about things, but it's not truly open world. But they also have undersea exploration, which hasn't been a thing since, I think, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. If they took those, I know that they're remasters of Ruby and Sapphire, but I don't know if they had the underwater mechanic. If not, if Omega didn't have the mechanic, then it would have been since Ruby and Sapphire, which is Game Boy Advanced. But apparently, it's going to be much bigger, much grander, much more to it. So that's cool. They also revealed the starters, which, gotta say, not a fan of one of them, the grass starter, because it's literally just another owl. They've done owls before as starters. And like, yeah, they turned the owl into like this sniper archer creature thing, but it was still an owl. So to do another grass owl, which are probably going to be grass flying or something like that, is kind of overdone. Played out kind of thing, because they've already done that before. So hopefully they do something unique with that starter. They have a cute little dog, a fire dog, which I kind of am excited to see. Moving something, sorry. There we go. Did I miss a card? I don't think I missed a card there. Nothing popped up on my screen, at least. Okay, good. Good. Then I'm not going crazy. Every time I see over 100, I always have to ask, just in case, because usually it's not over 100 unless there's a hit. It's very rare. So... Anywho, so they have a cute little fire dog, and they have a lizard gecko kind of creature for the water starter. Which, they've done lizards before, but this one does look, in my opinion, a bit more unique. And they can turn him into any number of different style of creature from what it looks like to me. People are speculating it's going to be like a giant serpent style creature, but water-based. Kind of like Melotic or, what's that other one? Snake-like Cyperior. So, I think I hope it turns into something really cool. I like the dog. The dog is my favorite. 276. And then we had a small showing of Pokopia, which is kind of Pokemon's sandbox building farm Minecraft-like game. I say Minecraft because of the look of the blocks and all that stuff. It gives very Minecraft vibes to me. I'm not saying Pokemon is ripping off Minecraft or anything, but you can definitely see the inspiration for it. And that was pretty much all of Pokemon Day. So only like 4 real big announcements, in my opinion, that people really were interested in. 204. Because I don't see a lot of people talking about Pokemon Unite or any of that other stuff. Personally, the only 2 things that I found like really interesting, well, 3 technically, is the cartridge Game Boy music player thing, just because it's like it's different. 136. And it's different. That's all I can say about it. Gale of Darkness, because I know a lot of people love that game. Fire Red and Leaf Green, which are pretty big because people are theorizing that a lot more ports are coming as a result of this. So that's cool. And then the biggest one, Wind and Waves. Those are all the like big announcements for me. And quite honestly, I don't have the money for Nintendo Switch, so I am not really going to ever be really buying any of these. But I am looking forward to watching some of my favorite streamers play Wind and Waves, because it is vastly different than ZA, and I am hoping that it turns out way better than ZA. Then again, ZA is kind of a spin-off game. The Legends series was always a spin-off of the mainline games. So that's kind of where that's at for me. I've pretty much not really been invested or like kept up with anything Pokemon related for a long time. The only thing I have done is like watch streamers play the newest title. That's pretty much it. I myself haven't really like watched or been in the Pokemon franchise in quite some time. And I didn't like ZA, so... Well, correction. I liked ZA at the end, because the ending was really, really cool. I liked the idea that they went with. And finally, for over the weekend and over the week, I have a bunch of videos for Mio that I will be showing at the start of Mio. I think 4 in total, ranging for about 15 minutes, of things that I managed to do off stream. One of which was access a new area. Basically, I went to the new area, or I went to an old area that had a very difficult part because I wanted to kind of keep myself sharp, because I know that the platforming is supposed to get really brutal, or so people have told me. So I've seen like people complaining about online in videos and stuff, that the platforming gets really brutal. So I went to one of the harder areas and just kind of like did the segment. And there was one segment where I kept dying before, and I did not know how to get past it, so I figured I always needed a new ability. But through just trial and error, I actually managed to do it and access a new area entirely. So I took a video of me doing the climb and then searching for the first save point. So you'll get to see that. I beat the boss that I got stuck on. 242. So I beat the boss. It was really difficult, really challenging. I made a video on it. 290. Kind of did some like post commentary for it, because literally the video, I muted myself during the attempts because it was just a bunch of oohs, ahs, oh no's, and a bunch of other random noises and panic. Like, oh god, that was close. And things like that, which is not really anything. $1,693 so far. And I don't know if that's good or bad, because I haven't been paying attention to the box we're on, just the cards. So, we'll find out. Anywho, so, I beat the boss, did some post-commentary, some of my thoughts and opinions on it, like different segments of it and stuff like that. Okay. Box 3 I'm on, Michelle2426 says. Much appreciated. I also made a quick 1-minute video of the aftermath. The boss just, you have a conversation with the boss, and that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much all the videos for that. I also managed to trying to think, what else did I do? I managed to complete all my dailies, or all my weeklies, so 1 through 11 or so, of Splitgate 2, 354. For that ghost rare. And finally, the final thing I kind of wanted to touch on. Last week, I played a demo of Vampire Crawlers, and I left that very confused on how I felt about it. Now that I've had some time to actually sit down, collect my thoughts, play just a tiny bit more of it, I think I understand why I didn't like the demo. Like, I actually have a reason why. Because to me, I just left the game confused, like, I don't know why I don't like it. I want to like it, but for some reason I don't. The reason to me is that it's conflicting with itself. And what I mean by that is that the Vampire Survivors that it's based off of is vastly different than any card game mechanically wise. Vampire Survivors, you want to destroy as many enemies as you can because you want to level your gear up, and then once you reach that level, you find a steel chest which drops from random enemies, and you evolve your weapons, and some of them you can level up even more. So you're constantly fighting and constantly destroying hordes of enemies. While in the card game, after every battle, you're forced to take a card. Normally, in card games like Slay the Spire, or even Moonstone Valley, you have the option to skip cards if you don't want them. But in this game, it looks like you're forced to take the cards, because I didn't see any option that allowed me to skip them. Not only that, there's not enough variation. In Moonstone Valley, you had normal attack cards, but you also had cards that had built-in abilities, just like Vampire Survivors. The Defect with the orbs, the Silent with poison. So you had variations, even if it was just this card attacks and deals damage. In Vampire Survivors, you have to manually find either by leveling up, which means more fights, 204, 202, or 220, sorry. $296, $269, $242, $217, $396 for a almost 2K God Pack. Not bad. But anyways, but yeah. So you have to find them through chests or random question marks on the map. Michelle2426 says we have $3,891 so far out of the $6,400 we need, which is nice. It's a good start. But anyways, so question marks or chests, and you get options for different effects, like deal twice as much damage, replay, allows you to replay the card one time, a bonus effect, things like that you equip to the card to give that bonus effect. The problem with that is that the bigger your deck, the harder it is to pull off the consecutive combos. And from what I saw, there wasn't a whole lot of 3 mana cost cards. And there were barely any 2 that I encountered. So you're stuck with 0 and 1 for the consecutive combo. And so many of the cards are 0 cost. So you're pretty much just going to be playing 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1 for the combos. And if you stack your deck too much on one side, you're just going to get a bunch of 0s or a bunch of 1s, and you won't be able to pull off the consecutive combo. So you can't get the bonus to your damage or your effects. 493. 268. 452. 374. 375. 354. 301. 322. For a god pack of 2,567. So in short, the game is working against itself because 6,455, so we broke even. So that's where my main conflict comes from. You're at the mercy of luck to get any kind of draw. There's not enough draw. There's just a lot of little problems, and the mechanics kind of contradict each other. Because it doesn't play like a Vampire Survivor game, and it doesn't really play like a card game, a deck builder. At least a proper deck builder. 237. So that's kind of my whole thoughts on the game. Sorry I kind of repeated myself a little bit because numbers popped up, so I lost my place. So, yeah. But that's the long and short of it. And the more I played it, the more I felt it. And that was pretty much my weekend. So how was everybody else's weekend? And also, I want to give a shout out to Queen Boggles that followed me while I was off stream. I do believe it was off stream because it was 2 days ago. Since today is Monday, would be Saturday, I think. If she... Yeah, a little bit. But yeah. Michelle2426 says, the weekend was way too long. And, I sort of agree. It was long in some parts for me, but shorter in others. And that's pretty much the recap of last week. So did you... yes I do, because looking at the videos, it really looks like I'm talking to myself. That's why I keep repeating the name and what you say, so people know I'm actively actually talking to chat. Michelle2426. Because I don't have chat on screen. And that's also why I read out the message, so that people know what you said, so instead of me just saying, yeah, I agree, it's like, well, what do you agree to? What did that person say? You know, that kind of thing. And don't worry, I'm not gonna just read out your name every single time. Because I know that would get old. But anyways, how was your weekend besides long? Did anything interesting happen? I mean, I know we live together, so I would probably have heard of it, but sometimes things happen that I don't know, so. Alright, cool. So nothing happened. Alright. Well. I had a really rough night of falling asleep last night. I almost went into the front room to sleep. Just because it got really, really freaking hot in my room. I was sweating. I don't know why. I don't even know if you were in the front room or not. 217. Oh, also over the weekend, I was watching streamers play Next Fest demos. Oh, you said, person in chat says, I want to bed very early. No, Michelle2426, because we live together. I went to bed very early, for me at least, last night. I see. I don't know if Dad went to bed. By the time I was asleep, I don't know if Dad was still awake or not. His sleep schedule is very weird, so. But yeah. Next time it gets that hot, I am definitely going. Oh, okay. So around the time I went to bed is when he went to bed. Then, from the sounds of from what you just said. That's fine. Next time, though, I will definitely go to the front room, regardless of if he's up or not. It was just way too hot in my room. Wow, 2,118. Anyways, I checked out some streamers playing some Next Fest demos, and I found a demo that I think maybe I'll enjoy. Maybe not, I don't know. I only watched a little bit of it. Seems like a goofy game. It's called Grumpy Jack. My mom says, I will start turning down the heat at night. Again, it was too hot for me as well. Okay. So I'm glad I'm not crazy. That's one thing I was just like, I don't know if it's me or if it's just that hot. But, like, yeah. I tried putting my fan up on my chair, but that didn't work. Eventually I found a nice setup and was able to get to sleep, but oof, rough. $204. Also, the last thing, I guess, I'll make a quick note of this. I was working, I did a little bit of work on my stream server for Terraria. Basically I got a plant farm started, so I can start working on potions. And also, I got a bunch of items from the jungle, mainly just honey blocks, and I turned the items I had on me to bee summoning items, boss summoning items. So now I can farm the queen bee when I get on stream next time. But I had to stop working on my farm because the goblin invasion was called, so 361. I didn't want to Even though I've done that event on stream, I do want to catch as many events as I can on stream. At least until I get, like, because I don't really want to get anything new off stream, if at all possible. Wow, $3,547 in profit so far. We're fastly approaching, getting double the profit. Having the next box entirely paid for. I'm glad I decided to stick with this game for another week. Because this has been really cool. Yeah, next set, not box. You're right. For some reason, my activity feed doesn't seem to be like updating, so that's why I'm a little slow on like the follows and stuff. Because I didn't see it at all this weekend pop, so it feels like the activity feed on Twitch is buggy. Probably why people might not be using it. They might be using Streamlabs and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know anything about that stuff. So I will be looking into that soon too. Once I get a little bigger, though, 'cause I don't really get a lot of traction right now, but yeah. 103. So, weekend was pretty good in terms of gaming for me. Got a lot done. This weekend's schedule is going to be a bit bonkers because Slay the Spire 2 is due to release into early access. So chances are I might wind up just dropping the rest of the games besides the one demo and just going hard on that for 2-3 days. But I'm not entirely sure. And then next week hit it really hard too. I do kind of want to do Mio, which is why I said 2 days instead of, well, I said 2 or 3, but I meant 2. This week is kind of weird. In a good way. So the schedule is more of a guidelines of what you can expect, but not concrete. We have 5 boxes still. yeah, we're doing really good on profit. On break, I need to take a second look at my schedule, make sure I didn't mess up with what I was doing. But it's going to be a very busy week. 269. I do believe I am getting pretty close to the end of Neo. Like, I don't think it's going to be over next stream or whatever, but I do believe I've reached way more than the halfway point. I think I'm closing in on end game. 1,382. Thinking rumor. I think I've heard another rumor that Nintendo is going to be doing a first-party direct soon, but I'm not sure if that's true because there's been no talks on social media about it. And there's also been no updates on Palworld. I thought it would be hilarious if Palworld put out something on Pokemon Day. Because then I would be like, yeah, they're doing it out of spite at this point. And I would find it funny, but nah. 5,301. Wow, 1,284. The next box is paid for. Yep. Or next set, I mean. I say box because I'm opening boxes. The next set of 10 boxes, we'll say, is free. But we still got boxes to go, so we still got plenty of time to make profit. Even more profit. This is the kind of stuff I love about this game. Okay, there it is. Let me handle this real quick. There we go. 1,003. Or 103, I mean. Wow. Brain. Please see numbers correctly. Or eyes. Please see numbers correctly. Sorry about that. $1,957. Ooh, big number. $8,645 of profit. $122. Sorry, I'm moving something off my desk here. There we go. We're about to take our very first break of the stream. After this handful of cards. 347. I will save after I finish opening these packs that I have in my hand. There we go. Alright. Thank you so much for sticking around. When we come back, we will be opening even more packs. Hopefully our good luck continues. We'll find out. See you in just a little bit. Alright, I'm back. So apparently I think Next Fest is actually over, so the demo might actually not work. Which would be disappointing, but it happens. And thank you for the welcome back. 209. I definitely think that we have a lot of cards, so we might actually be able to open shop. But I'm not entirely sure. We shall see. But yeah, anyways, hopefully I get to play Grumpy Jack. If not, I'll probably just play Slay the Spire 2. If it's out. It comes out on the 5th, so it should be I should be able to play it when it first comes out. But that's one game I've been looking forward to for a while now. Just grabbing myself a quick drink. Still no word on Haunted Chocolatier as well. There's a lot of games that I've heard were announced that I like, and then no news have come out since. 288. Oh, Stardew Valley is celebrating its 10-year anniversary. They made more characters now dateable. I forget which two. They added as romantic interests. They didn't add any new NPCs or anything, just like they made two characters now available to date and marry. As well as I think a couple of minor bug fixes and stuff like that. So but Next Fest has been really wild. Because I've seen everything from games about the machines where you drop a coin in and you use the machine to kind of push other coins and drop them out. It's like a coin pusher game or something like that. They've turned those into roguelikes before. There's a really cool one that I almost thought about playing, but decided not to. It was a game. It was kind of like a beat 'em up style game where you play as a superhero fighting giant monsters or monsters in general, and they had like a whole mechanic around it where the fights are being live streamed by someone following you around. And in order to maintain your high score, you had to vary up your moves during your combo, otherwise the stream chat would be bored with it. And so you would lose overall rating. and your moves would decrease in damage if you just spam the same move over and over and over. It looked fun, but at the same time it looked very overly complicated with all the different move sets you could do. I think it was called like Mighty Rain or something like that. Trying to think of any other ones that caught my eye. And of course, there were the streamers that were playing the games that were full of jank because they're funny. To sit there, play, and laugh with their chats. Of course, you had the anime girl games with the girls with the big boobies and all that stuff. Nothing like nudity or anything, because it was all streamed on Twitch. But just like hilarious, dumb stuff like that. Next Fest is just a mix mash of like 150 different billion ideas for games. It's chaotic and beautiful at the same time. There was one game that dealt with like teleportation. The demo literally took like 5 minutes. The guy wasn't even trying to beat it. He was just like using the mechanic and then wound up beating it and unlocking a bunch of other characters to play as, and he's like, that was it? The portal mechanic was very janky too. There was also a marble game where you play as this like small orb and you have to make your way through these levels. By like, it wasn't a game where you like tilt the screen or whatever. You move and stuff and like the world moves around you and stuff. From what I could tell. 1,702. And then there was also a solitaire roguelike game. Or a RPG. One of the two. I didn't really watch enough of it to tell what it was. Called Forbidden Solitaire. Kind of like you're trapped in a dungeon. So you kind of clear solitaire boards that are partially made with different mechanics and stuff. And fight monsters by clearing solitaire boards and dealing damage every turn, kind of thing. It was weird. It was very, very, very weird. But that's Next Fest for you. I think you missed a number in there. Okay. 11,313. Dollars of profit. That is absolute insanity. At 12,800, we will have tripled our profit, or doubled our profits. we'll be able to get the next 2 sets for free. But that's if we manage to make it. 157. The question is, do I want to start a new day? if this day is giving us such good luck, I mean, might as well ride it out until we sap this day's luck dry, right? Well, yeah, I know that. We always do 2 sets. I'm saying, like, do I want to open shop and start a new day by doing so? 288. When this is the luck we're having so far. You know what I mean? Because someone in chat said, open 1 more set at least. Apparently, our cat, Sassy, is trying to speak to me. Well, meow meow back. Quick, what's our current number at? What is our current profits? All right. I have it marked. So, if Sassy accidentally messes up your calculator, we have our numbers still. Once again, my thing isn't working. 2 seconds, chat. Just deciding it's not gonna work today. That's so annoying. I don't know why it does this. One more try. Hold on, hold on. Like I said, I wonder if it's... I'm trying to fix my keyboard. 284. Because it stopped working on me. Did you get the last number? Okay. Then 107. I'll fidget with it on break, on the next break, trying to get it to work again. Don't know why, but it was working just fine at the start of stream. $12,149 is our current profit. We only need less than 700 more to get double the profit. To get our next 2 sets free. $336. One last box. Can we get the remaining 500 that we need? Or remaining of the 800 that we needed? If not, still, oh well, that's still a lot of money we got. So I'm happy with it. Michelle2426 says, yes, I'm very happy with that. So am I. So am I. Like I said, I feel like our luck we were due in for a burst of luck. We finally got some really good luck. Made a lot of money. $288. Less than 100 away. If only we counted 60s, that would have been it. No! We were so close. Oh well. Final profits. What do we got? I think it's the same as the last number, but still. We were less than $100 away from having 2 sets of 10 boxes each in terms of profit. I'm not mad. Kinda wish we would have got it because it would have been funny, but definitely not mad. So, yeah. Another 6,400. Here we go. Yep. Less than $100 away from breaking even. From the random number, or from the random letters, I presume that was sassy. Hi, sassy. Don't need to be sorry, it was funny. But yeah. I know I'm already even, but what I meant was like, until we can afford the next set, is what I'm saying. We need less than 100. Yeah, well. She's a cute pain in the butt. Our cat, Sassy. Last I saw, she was asleep. So, not too surprised. With her eating schedule all goofed up because of all the... Yeah, she's probably hungry. Because her feeding schedule has been way off. I don't know why then. If you fed her at 10:30, she should be fine. I do believe so. 242. I mean, they did pull a lot of weight in the first set. Michelle2426 says, did the cards fall asleep on us? And that's... I keep saying my response and then reading the message instead of doing it in the opposite order. But yeah, I don't mind because the cards have given us so much as it is. Like, I hope it doesn't stay that way for the rest of it, but... Oh. Sorry. But, yeah. We still have enough for another set before we're in trouble, so. And all of it's profit anyways, so. Like I said, I hope the cards wake up, but they've already done a lot. $268. And now we get to the vibe portion of the stream where we just chill out. If anyone wants to talk about something, post it in chat, you know. Any kind of topics while we vibe out and rip packs. I realize that the stream has gotten pretty quiet on my end, but I'm just chilling, vibing, and opening packs. This is the part where people normally would skip. Just around to see any of the big opens. Yeah. Michelle2426 says the cat is a big brat. Absolutely. But that's part of why we love her as much as we do. She's got personality. That personality is being a pain in the butt. But we love her. It's clear that she wants your attention for something. Perhaps maybe you should find out what it is that she wants you to see or to show you. You looked at her litter box, her food, everything? Okay, yep, then she just wants your attention. Period. Then I don't know. Sassy don't come with no instruction manual, so I don't know. Excuse me. Wait. Huh. The keyboard is suddenly magically working again. And I didn't do anything. That is so weird. So what's our current profit? Michelle2426 says she does not come with a switch off button either. Yeah. Well, there is one way to switch her off though. Good old catnip. Alright. Oh, Sassy's in my room actually. Hey, Sassy. She's crawling into one of her bags so she can lick it. I don't know why the cat likes to lick bags, but she does. Ah. I can't repeat your message because I don't want Sassy to run away from my room, but yeah, she's in here right now. Having the time of her life with one of her bags. $374. Hey, Sassy. $136. 296. Uh, 7,689 for profits. That's slowly climbing back up, but like I said, we're already so much better off than have been. I'm not surprised the cards quieted down after that incredible first run. That first set was amazing. $207. Six boxes, I think. Yeah, 6. After this handful of cards, we take our final break. Alright. This will lead us into our last break of the stream. Thanks so much for sticking around. Sorry it's a bit quiet, but usually after we're done with all the talking points, we just vibe out, open cards, and see what happens. So when we get back, more packs will be opened. Hopefully we get some big hits, and yeah. See you then. Alright, we are back and ready for the final final sets of boxes. Thank you. Did I save the game? I don't think I did. So let me save it real quick. No, I did not save. Well, that's fine. There we go. $113. Nice, we're up to 8,009. Dollars of profit. Hey, Sassy. What's the matter, baby? Back to the bag. Everything okay, honey? $351. Nice. 242. $284. Hits have really slowed down, but they're still coming, little by little. We are almost at the next level of our shop, too. Well, almost being like another set of 20 another 2 sets of 10 boxes before we reach it, maybe. If not more. But, you know, it is what it is. We've had some really solid first round luck. Makes sense that it kind of really quieted down afterwards. we got 4 boxes left. I'm telling you now, I'm glad we got our luck first. Because if this was our first set, I would have highly thought about switching games right then and there. I will say that much. But since we got such great luck on our first go-around, I'm definitely way more than happy to have a worse second set. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is like, if we didn't get the first set first, we probably wouldn't be here right now. But I'm more than happy to take this now because of the big profit we did have. We got 3 boxes left. I do believe in Power World I finally finished clearing out the Feywilds. I just need to fight the bosses and all that. The tower boss. And I think I've pretty much cleared out all the map bosses in the entire game except for the Whalaska, I think it's called, because it's a giant whale. It's in the middle of the ocean. So there's that. 107. So I actually haven't been playing a whole lot of Power World. I've been like dipping my toes in here and there while I wait. But I've been really playing a lot of Splitgate 2 off stream. We got 2 boxes after this, so we're kind of blitzing through them. Yes. Michelle2426 says, I can't wait till Wednesday, going out to lunch. That is correct. Wednesday is my birthday, so we are going out to celebrate. We are eating out. We're gonna have a nice, lovely time. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm also pretty excited about it. And root beer cake to top it off. It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah, it has been a while since we actually went out to eat at a restaurant. Normally we DoorDash or Uber Eats it to us. A lot of jokes about streamers never going out and touching grass. There's one joke. It's like a group of friends of mine. We play Splitgate together, and one of them's like, "You're grounded," and I'm like, saying you're grounded to a streamer is like saying is literally doing nothing, because it's like, stay in your room, streamer. Okay, I don't touch grass anyways. I never leave my room, so it's a very common thing that it's also pretty true for the most part for a lot of streamers I know. So it's kind of funny to see people say that. Yeah, I know. 276. But it's the joke of being punished by being forced to stay in your room. Well, I'm a streamer, I don't leave my room anyways. Kind of a joke. 249. Some good cards back to back. I'm not saying it as like a legitimate thing. It was more of a joke setup. Because I know a lot of streamers don't often leave their houses unless they're going to like conventions or something. Not all streamers, but a lot of streamers I know happen to rarely go out and like do things. It's either A, they're full-time streamers, so they're always streaming, or B, they just have no social life. And I know quite a few people like that. It's like they go out to do what they need to do. Yeah, exactly. So telling any streamer you're grounded is literally saying, hey, stay in your room and stream. Okay, I was gonna do it anyways. That's kind of what I was getting at. Like you said, yeah, one streamer always tells people if they meta, they will be forced to touch grass. And for those wondering, meta is Grand Theft Auto roleplay lingo for, hey, if you tell me something that's happening on another streamer that I don't know about, or if you tell me something I don't know about that happened on another stream, I get in trouble, so don't do that. So, yeah. I've been watching a lot more YouTube lately. But what's funny is it's not current YouTube. Like, I have people... Aww. Cat's causing you problems? Well, we only got one more box to go. Then I'll likely deal with the goblin invasion. So I'll switch games. I don't think I'm gonna open shop today. We still have some more cards left. So. But yeah. It's not current. 1,775. It's not a lot of, well, we just got a 1K card, so. Over 1,000, but. No, I think you messed up somewhere. Unless there was two 1K cards and I missed one. Oh, there's another one. Well, 1,042. Oh no, I confused myself. Okay. $170. Alright. So 12,335. So we're back to over what we started with, which is nice. 242. Yeah, it's fine. I realized that there was a lot of confusion going on. I don't know what exactly happened, but yeah. We made over what we started with. Yeah, one. She says one word cat. Yeah, pretty much. That seems about right. Yeah, once again, seems about right. The fact that after she messes you up, she just lays down and peacefully goes to sleep. $272. This is the last. We really didn't miss much, to be honest, in terms of counting. No. I think I'll save that for tomorrow. Or next time. Instead, what I think I'll do is I'll jump on to Terraria. I'm not even going to do a video of it. I'm just going to deal with the goblin invasion. That should take all, shouldn't take too long. And then, like, finish off the stream just working on what I was building before.